conversate with people, lets me report on different things, and most especially, it's actually quite fun.
This is INCRadio, DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or iglesianicristo.
And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone tuning in to INC Radio, San Francisco, California. I'll be one of your hosts today. My name is Sister Sophia, and I'm also joined by
Sister Irish, everyone. Hello. I hope you're all having a wonderful Friday or Saturday, wherever you're living from the world.
Thanks for tuning in, Paul. And we also have a panelist who is joining us. Sister, could you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, Paul. I'm Sister Pauline from the local congregation of San Leandro. I'm also one of the Kadiwa president, and I'm also one of the CMDPS officer here in the Bay Area, California district.
Thank you so much for joining us. We needed someone who has a background in, I believe you mentioned before you studied nursing, correct?
Yes. Can I just say everyone looks so good to me?
Glowing. I think it's a camera.
The lighting.
We have to let them know what this is.
Definitely. And it's because we're excited to be talking about our topic today. So it is about the topic of health. And so we have Sister Pauline, an officer in the CMDPS, because our topic will be weather change health tips, which I think for us in the Bay Area, we definitely went through a big weather change in just a couple of weeks. Yeah. Right? Like last week was what? Maybe in like 90 degrees?
Yeah, I want to say that was what everyone called the heat wave. It was like a week and a half, right? Going into it. Now it's a bit cooler, which I'm really glad for because I'm kind of new here to the Bay Area, so I'm very excited to kind of learn what is the normal weather conditions and what can we expect and how to dress for it as well and prepare.
Definitely. Yeah, and it's something really relatable because again, we were scorching and now everyone has their sweaters out, their winter clothing here. So we'll be learning other ways to stay healthy despite all of these weather changes, especially for us in the Bay Area. So if you are watching on YouTube, please keep sharing the link. Make sure you are subscribed to the INC Radio channel, and of course, send over your greetings in the live chat. If you have any winter health or even autumn health tips that you'd like to share with us too, go ahead and send them over in the chat, and we'll be reading them later on air. Do we have any shout outs already, Sister Irish?
Yes, we do. I'd like to greet Brother Francis Valencia, who's tuning in from Silicon Valley, greeting everyone.
Thank you, Paula.
We have Atikela as well, who's there, our YouTube live chat engager. So thank you. Have a good evening, and she's also greeting us from Salinas, Silicon Valley. Sister Catherine Abito, who's also greeting us from San Leandro.
Hello,
here in the Bay Area. Yes, well, we just saw her earlier. She might still be here. Yes. We also have our very own cat Alex, who's greeting us from Burlingame, Bay Area, California. Hello, Alex. Michael Guerrero is there in the live chat as well, always hyping us up, and he's greeting us from San Francisco on the way home. So hope you are driving safe. And finally, I want to greet two more. Brother Genesis Lorica greeting us from Long Beach, District of Orange County, California. And Sister Kim Galevo also on the road from Sister Kim and Brother Jody greeting us from Burlingame.
Hello. Thanks for tuning in. Have a safe road trip. Well, awesome. Well, keep on sending over your shout outs and greetings to the live chat, brethren, and we'll make sure to read it throughout our broadcast. Now, before we get into our icebreaker and even into our discussion, I believe motions that we will also be sharing, some of the different promos that we'll be showing from the upcoming activities within our districts. So Cleotech, if you could go ahead and show us the different promos that we have. Okay, first off, the first aid
That
seminar.
poster is popping, if I can just
Yeah.
say.
Sister Pauline,
Be our first aid seminar. It's going to be on October 28th at 1 p.m.
Wow.
through WebEx.
Through WebEx, yes.
yeah, and I love that because wherever you are, you can
Yes.
tune in because it'll be online.
It's highly available for everyone.
Yeah, and we have an additional activity as well, a piano and keyboard. And that was really a really amazing one for us. So being able to do this one is, yeah, this is exciting as well. Okay, and then for all the CFO officers, whether you're at the district or local level, we will be having a planning conference. This will really be to get ahead for the year 2025. So a lot to plan, a lot to look forward to. I know we're all very, very excited for this planning conference. That will be at the end of the month on October 27th in Dorinda at the community center. And then for the Kadiwa, but also for all CFO, Kadiwa are just organizing
this
our
is so
collectibles.
fun.
Yeah. Do you guys collect any items that you would want to show at a collectibles showcase?
Well, I want to say no, only because I know, like I just moved here, so so my border tendencies, I'm starting fresh.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know that there are many brethren who collect maybe watches, shoes, musical records, and items that they'll be showing. So October 20th at the Burlingame Function Hall at 5 o'clock p.m. It's going to be a fun time. We're all really looking forward to this. Even trading cards.
Yes.
There's many brethren
Very
who have trading
excited for
cards
this.
too. Awesome. And then we have again our first aid seminar on October 26th, 1 o'clock. And here we are, brethren. You can go ahead and use this moment to take a screenshot if you haven't seen our promo for the schedule of activities all throughout the month of October. So a lot that we're looking forward to, a lot that we were able to hold already. And it's going to be a great month ahead.
So
Can we
excited.
greet everyone from the district multimedia happy anniversary for
Yeah,
everyone? Happy anniversary, district multimedia.
Happy anniversary, and coming up is also the Christian Brotherhood International. So
Yes.
happy
I have a lot of
anniversary.
activities started up. Yeah.
We're looking forward to that special gathering on October 19th at 1 o'clock p.m., I believe, which is a Saturday in the Hayward Chapel. So a lot to look forward to. Again. Thank you for the greeting as well. Sister Pauline. All right, so Cleo Tech, if we could go ahead to our next promo, or actually, do we have any more shout outs that have come in, Sister Iris?
Yes, I would like to greet Brother Mario Oka, always tuning in so actively, guys. He's mentioned from the Philippines, and he's greeting everyone to stay safe. Greeting from the locale of Brixtonville, District of Caloocan North. We also have Catherine, also personalized. Hi, Sister Sophia, Sister Pao, and Sister Irish. We have Brother Jan Eric greeting us from San Francisco. Hello. And we also have Sister Susan Langman greeting us from San Leandro. So much love.
San Leandro.
Hi, Sister Maria. And also Sister Jill, who's also a team Blue Anchors, right? So we have Blue Wrenches. So we have her greeting us from Redwood City, Silicon Valley, California. Hello, po. Thank you, po. And Ate Kayla there greeting us also from Selena's family game day. So she's promoting their local activity. All are invited to come visit. So let's join the locale of Selena's Walk from Silicon Valley. That's also fun.
Yeah.
Game day.
I love game day.
Yeah. No, that's a lot to look forward to, and I'm glad that, wherever you are, there's fun activities, whatever your interest is too, right? Like a whole variety to participate in. All right, well, before we get into our actual topic discussion, we did have a fun little icebreaker for all of us to play today. And so this is a game that I'm sure many of us are familiar with. And if you are in the live chat, feel free to participate and discuss with us as well. But this game is Would You Rather. So for our panelists today, And they're all related to the weather because, our topic is weather, health change tips, all of that. Would you rather exercise while it's sunny or while it's foggy?
Okay. So you want to go
You
first?
can go first.
Okay. Okay. For me, I would rather have it foggy because I always want to protect my skin.
Yeah.
That one, but I do like the heat. I like getting sweaty because I know it's worth exercising after I get sweaty, but after that, it's still about
It's still about the skin, the kinis in Tagalog, which is like the smoothness of the skin. You're so real for that.
sorry. I'm just being honest.
That's okay. That's okay. I was gonna say I love the sunshine, but then who am I kidding? Because I'm quite sensitive to the heat. But I think golden hour for me, or just early morning, so not too hot.
Yes.
Right, not too hot. But regarding the fog, I feel like eventually, especially depending on your exercise cardio, your body will naturally warm up. So either one, if you're whatever you're comfortable with. I prefer the sunshine only because I need that because I'm usually indoors, right, for that vitamin D exposure. But depending on the time of the day, definitely not at like 10 a.m. or like 3 o'clock. You won't see me outside.
Or like even 1 o'clock in the middle of the
Oh,
afternoon.
in the middle of the day. That's
Like,
a little too hot for me.
Too hot. Yeah, especially if I'm like jogging, I do prefer when it's foggy, just because I feel like it cools me down and
That's true.
it feels easier somehow. Even though the exercise is still hard, it still feels like a little
The heat
bit
is
easier.
It is.
Okay, I feel like I know the next answer then to this next question. Would you rather be in constant snow or constant heat? And being in California, or at least my area of California, we've never really had snow. So I don't know if I would even prefer that.
No.
What would you guys prefer? Constant snow or constant heat?
You go first.
So this is difficult because just up until last year, I've lived in constant snow. I lived in Canada, and then I was also down in Texas. So like again, no snow, and I also came to the island of Guam. So I can really choose versus snow. Exactly. So at the end of the day, because we can go indoors, but then you can't be. I kind of like the snow. I kind of like this. I do. And I can say that even experiencing a snowstorm, I still prefer the snow over constant.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's for me.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Maybe
though.
I haven't lived it enough to say like I'm tired of it, but for now, that's my answer.
Yeah. I've never gone through the experience of having to shovel snow. So I don't know if I can really say like.
But imagine that with your jacket and all your boots and then
Yeah,
shoveling.
like 5 a.m. 6
I
a.m.
can't
in the
imagine
morning.
it.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's why I'm going for the constant heat because I lived most of my life in the Philippines and I just came from the Philippines a year ago. So I was able to, stay indoors and even though it's hot, we still have fan. For snow, it's hard for us to operate heat. Like we need fire, but
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
yeah. So
I'm rethinking my answer. And be indoors.
I can go to the mall and just window shop and be in the AC even though it's hot outside.
Yeah, it's true.
How about you, sister? I didn't know she's like change your answer.
I think for me, probably heat also, but it depends if I have air conditioning. Because if there's no air conditioning and I'm sleeping in the heat, because we had that heat wave just a couple weeks ago, I realized how hard it is to be when it's really hot like that. So, I mean, this kind of relates. Would you rather shovel snow or walk through a rainstorm without an umbrella?
Ooh, okay.
But walking through a rainstorm without an umbrella is actually fun. If
Yeah.
you're healthy.
That's true.
Yeah, you're healthy
That's
enough.
true.
That's true.
If you have a
That's
good
true.
immunity. When I was a kid, I used to do that with my cousins. So I would do that one instead of during the snow.
Yeah. How about for you, Iris? What do you prefer?
Earlier you mentioned shoveling snow. Maybe I'm a little bit privileged. I never got to shovel snow, thankfully. I prefer the latter. Walking through a rainstorm without an umbrella. It's kind of romantic if you think about it. I mean, okay, here's the thing. If you're in the Philippines and it's those kinds of streets, I'm sorry, but that's not be the most sanitary. But if we're talking about, I don't know how flooded it gets in this area, but not really, right? So depending on where you are, if we can choose the kind of flooding we prefer to be in, I still choose the latter, preferably to shelter.
Okay, for sure. Well, all of these things, they kind of show our interest in our background within the type of weather that we've been exposed to. But, if you guys could kind of describe, I was going into our discussion too, what is it that makes Bay Area weather unique? What you've noticed. I mean, we all came here at different times. I basically have lived in the Bay Area majority of my life, but what have you guys kind of noticed when it comes to that?
One thing about Bay Area is that it's very comfortable. So when you wake up in the morning, it's very cool.
Yeah.
Even though you expect the weather to be 90s later in the afternoon, but when you wake up, it's comfortable. And you can wear your jacket and then layer up and then remove it later when it gets hot. And then when you get home after work or after school, it gets cool again.
Yeah.
And then you can sleep comfortably. You don't need an AC.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. No, not many people have air conditioning in their
in their
homes in the
especially
Bay Area. Yeah, just because it's usually on the colder side. When we have heat, we're kind of surprised. Depending on the area that you live too. Even I think another thing that makes the Bay Area unique, there's microclimates. You'll be cold, it'll be foggy one place. You drive 20 minutes and then it's sunny and warm, maybe a little breezy, but really just depending on the place you go, there's different climates. So everyone's kind of oh, what is it?
Are you talking about Daly City?
Yeah,
Daly City. They were sharing, by the way, constant fog, Daly City all the way regarding jogging versus the sunny, right?
Are you sure it's not just the rice that they're cooking every morning?
No, definitely. Certain areas, okay, this is where it's gonna be foggy, where I'm gonna feel the coldest. But even with all of these different changes, how do we compare when it comes to, this cold weather all of a sudden? Because, going into the health realm, the different health tips that we're going to share. What kind of tips would you guys give when it comes to preparing for all of this upcoming cold weather?
Well, something that I put into practice, just living here in North America, but even in Guam, even when I was in the Philippines, I constantly look at the weather app. I do, right? I look at the weather app because again, I want to see the changes in temperature, whether I know to layer up or not, the UV ray index as well, because we care about our skin.
Oh, that's a good one.
Me too.
Take care of your skin.
Everyone's skincare, SPF, regardless. But apart from those two, I guess just knowing the seasons as well, right? For example, we know that this is also flu season. So just making sure that I have that in check, and I'm aware that my family members are also having that in check. I'm checking in with the community, because then that's somehow I also understand what's kind of going around. That's one way I keep prepared.
That's true.
One thing for me is I take out all my weather clothes. So I always keep a jacket, just in case. Because I always get cold. And I do have I have very sensitive fingers. So once once my fingers get cold, then I know I'm cold. So I always keep a jacket with me, either if it's summer or winter, like what she said, always check the weather. Because like what we said, Bay Area is very unique in a way that it's very unpredictable too, whether it's going to be cold or hot in the afternoon and stuff like that. So always have your jacket on, always, try to check the weather and then layer up.
Definitely. And I think
be prepared.
Yes.
being prepared, and also just making sure, even in your car, keeping your items in the car itself can kind of make a big difference. Because I think, maybe in the time that I leave the house, it'll feel warm, and then I'm out somewhere and all of a sudden the wind picks up and I'm like, oh, I didn't bring a jacket. I didn't think it was going to be cold. Then I remember, wait, I have it in my car. And are there other ways that you kind of think of to prevent illness with season changes? Because like especially for those with children who are at school.
This is so timely for all of us.
Yeah, I used to work as a teacher, right?
Yes.
Did kids come through with?
Oh, absolutely. They're the source. They're the source. And so if, just as soon as even one or two, that's actually already alarming because then again, it could be contagious. You could even have 5 to 6 kids out at the same, 4 to 6 kids out at the same time. And that could really affect, especially if you're a teacher, that could affect your curriculum, the pace of your class. And then that's when we would send out newsletters to the parents just to be mindful of, for example, refrain from sharing using sanitization, just things like that. But also, again, the basics we were already talking about, like the proper layers, getting your flu shot, eating healthy, taking your vitamins, hand washing. Yes, hand washing. So we're being reminded to always wash our hands, saying happy birthday to make sure.
I haven't heard that.
Oh, really fast either. Yeah, like a very, tasty, happy birthday. Sing it twice while you're hand washing because it might be someone else's birthday somewhere. And then what else? Hand sanitizer, like what you mentioned. Always whenever we blow our nose, always use tissue or have tissue available with us, especially at school or in our pocket or in our purse. Avoid sharing drinks and utensils. And wear masks if you feel like you need to protect yourself or to protect others.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes.
Yeah, and I like how masks are kind of becoming more common as well in the Bay Area because pre-pandemic you wouldn't really see it, but now it's kind of becoming a more common practice. So I think that makes a difference.
And thank you for reminding us. It's not just for our protection; it's for others. Well. You want to, this is where it's like sharing is not caring. You don't. Don't share. Don't share. So other things that we can do to prevent illnesses during the season changes is to be mindful of what we eat. So we don't only get the vitamins from the capsules, sort of like the ones that we buy from the store. We also buy it from the food that we eat. So fresh produce. Yes, like oranges, source of vitamins. Berries, source of antioxidants that would, it boosts our immune system and would help us protect from, even though we have, someone with us being sick, we can have a better immune system and, we can be protected. We can have like mild symptoms and stuff like that. And what you mentioned earlier, flu season means get your flu shot. So it's this season. So get your flu shot from the community. And what else? Manage stress. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. How could we forget? I know not everyone. So, our stress can affect our cortisol level, which degrades our immunity. So if we try to have some therapeutic ways to relieve our stress, such as maybe watching some movies or hanging out with our friends and our brothers and sisters, attending CFO activity every weekend. That would be like a way for us to relieve our stress and help our immunity. And at the same time, get enough sleep. How many sleep do you get?
Actually, last night, I slept really, really good last night.
That's a win.
I feel it today. And I feel very relaxed actually today, and I feel more sleepy than usual because I think I got such a good amount of sleep. I think I got a solid 8 hours straight.
That's good. Yes.
Which doesn't happen every night. Yeah. But yesterday, I felt it at maybe 10:30. I fell asleep and I didn't wake up until 7:30. It doesn't happen every night. It really doesn't. But it did happen last night, and I feel very calm today because I think I got that amount of sleep.
We understand. We know you're doing a lot of things. So hard. Yes, we are. But we're trying to get that 7 or 8 hours of sleep as much as we can.
Yeah, I do think it is a priority priority. And you can have, I think another tip as well is kind of listen to what your body is
Yes,
telling you.
absolutely.
Because eventually, you know, you need to just have that rest. Otherwise, you do get worn down. And, you know, so
A domino effect.
it's a domino
Mhm.
effect. Yeah.
Yeah, when you get sick, your body will be like, I told you.
I
so."
told you felt that
Absolutely.
urge, like the burning sensation, that fever. Yeah.
Oh, and another one, you have to also hydrate.
Yes,
That's
that's
a
a
big
big
one.
one.
Even though it's cold, it doesn't mean that you're hydrated. Sometimes you get your throat dry and you know you get dehydrated because the cool weather is getting enough water from your body. So even if it's cold, hydrate. Make sure that you have that water container next to you wherever you go.
There are even those bottles that have those times. So if you're like,
Yes.
it's like that reminder, if you don't have it by alarm, but you have like, oh, drink this at per hour.
Yes.
Those bottles are really so helpful. You up with those. And you can even drink 2 hours ahead. You know, if you're that thirsty, you're gonna do it in advance.
Yeah. Actually, I have one of those water bottles. You may have seen me around with it. It's really huge, but it's your whole 8 cups of a day in one water bottle. And it's really helpful because it is, useful when you keep it on your
Yes.
desk and you just sip like periodically and then
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah.
Like,
As long as
you
it's on
have
your
all
side.
water.
Yeah. You get reminded that, oh yeah, I have to drink water. Yeah. More water than coffee, guys.
You can have the coffee. Exactly.
And with water too, and in the wintertime, I know talking about skincare in the
Yes.
wintertime is a whole other realm, but even your skin needs the moisture when it comes to,
And protection.
and the protection.
Because sometimes even if it's foggy, especially if you're in the Bay Area, we don't know that there's UV going to our face. So it's always good to have your sunscreen reapply every hour or two, just to make sure that you're protected as well.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if this is, this might just be something that they say that sometimes that water could even make it worse, like the fog, because it kind of magnifies it, right?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so the UV rays do end up spreading out. So this happened to me. I've been sunburned in the fog before, even though it's just,
Yeah,
that's super pale.
Too.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
know.
still
Welcome to the Bay Area.
Yeah. It's good to be.
Yes, it's possible.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Sometimes we're not aware, but yeah, we do get that UV rays and all those.
And then you just feel the dryness and the burning after. And you're like, oh no,
Oh, that's like cloud burn
happened.
then. I guess cloud burn is
Yes.
similar. When you can eat the cloudy day, but no, it's the UV rays that still can cause sunburn.
These are all really good tips, honestly.
Yeah, Team Mindset has been with us the whole time, by the way.
Have you had any tips come in as well, or any
Um,
other shout outs?
Sister Jill shared that in the Bay Area, she agrees it's the art of layering when it comes to being prepared. And then we also have Sister Kayla echoing the same thing. Yep, that's the best plan, layering and having options. There's a lot of greetings. Actually one from out of our district, Sister Shirley Alcantara, greeting us from Bang Nhai, Thailand. Hello. We have Ka Alex, our very own, greeting the team live chat, and also we'd like to greet Ka Israel Kapuyan, greeting us also from San Pablo. Hello. And then we also have Sister Kayla sharing that it's the foggy areas. Then once you hit Gilroy / San Jose, it's all sun or hot weather. I think this is answering what makes the Bay Area unique. The weather. The weather.
It's true.
Wherever you go, it's a different weather.
Yeah, really true.
But there you go. That's us. So far, that's what Team Live Chat has been tuning in. Thank you so much. Even throughout the, they enjoyed the icebreaker, which we were having earlier. So that was a lot of fun.
Yay, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Yeah. And thanks for, sharing in some of your experiences about the Bay Area and even health tips that you're sharing as well. Awesome. So do you have any other, tips that we might like to share about, or maybe even for parents who are watching over young children who end up bringing those sicknesses home?
So for our parents, for the moms out there and dads out there, just make sure they have their jacket on with them. Get their immunizations. So those are very important. Protection. What else? Make sure that they also have their hygiene kits. So their hand sanitizers, the tissues, making sure that, and always check up on your kids. So, because sometimes we think that, oh, my kid is having a runny nose because it's too cold outside, but we don't know that he's already getting sick, stuff like that. So just monitor our kids, make sure that, you know, whatever's happening at school, the parents are also mindful about that. So yeah, and then for our elderly, because their immunity is lower than everyone else, we also have to be mindful about their health and monitor, since they have less fatty tissues. So they have like lesser immunity than us, lesser protection, and they easily get cold. Yes. So for our lolos and lolas, and you know, make sure kids monitor your grandparents, make sure that they have their jackets on, especially during worship services when they go outside, and go exercise with them. Walk with them, right? Yeah, because it also relieves their stress and your stress at the end of the day, and then, you know, it's also a good bonding for the family. Yeah.
And you know, thinking of temperature too, that reminds me of something as well. Bringing those little hand warmers. They sell hand and foot warmers even. Not sponsored, by the way. But the ones that are, those are just so useful to me. Like, you can just keep them in your pocket, especially for us who get cold hands.
Or gloves. I know. It's that season again. Time to bring them out.
Well, this was a really great discussion. I feel like there was a lot of information that we covered throughout our entirety of our discussion today. Do we have any other, you know, tips that we'd like to share? Any other thoughts before we wrap up this topic on, you know, really preparing for the cold season that's ahead?
We've covered so much, like really, and I think something, I don't know if that's, well, for someone who's new here, would you also consider even like headwear to be overlooked, right? Protecting our heads, right? Like, because I don't really see many wearing like beanies or toques, like in Canada, that's what they call it, right? Like, is that something that should be practiced as well? Yes, approaching the winter season or like later on.
Of course, because our head, you know, we also have like thin skin on our skull, so that's also like a very sensitive part of our body that easily gets cold. And then sometimes even just like covering your head easily warms you up, right?
Like your ears, especially.
Your ears too. Like, even though you just wear headphones while you're jogging on a foggy day, that actually warms you up. So like the gears that we have, gloves, socks, thick socks, right? Like, especially during worship services, sometimes we have the AC on, so like leggings or stockings, that will be very helpful. And some thermal wear.
That's right.
Thermal.
Yes, it's time to bring them out again. Or buy new ones. That's right.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
I have to say, I was surprised. Like, I was like coming into the Bay Area, I was thinking, you know, Sunshine State, going to be quite sunny here. But then I'm realizing that NorCal is definitely different from SoCal, right? And then I didn't expect that, you know, layering is also a thing here. I really didn't. Because again, I was like, oh, from here to Pacific, Sunshine State. This is so interesting to me. I'm learning so much. Thank you for this.
It's funny how, you know, when you get to Hayward, because Hayward has a marina water area, it's different weather to San Leandro, which is just a neighboring city. Yeah. When you get here, it's colder. If you prepare at home, you know, having that, you know, 2 layers. And so when you get here, it's like take 1 layer.
Oh, that's really interesting.
The ocean has a big influence, I think, and even the surrounding like
Mountains. That's right.
That's true. Yeah, because where I live, it tends to be sunny but really windy. But then that means Daly City is usually foggy at that time. Like, if I'm feeling the wind in my city, then probably there's the fog. That's how I
The Bay Area is definitely so unique. This is hopefully this was so helpful and timely for everyone in the live chat.
Yeah, definitely. I know hopefully some of these tips will, you know, help us keep in mind the ways to stay healthy throughout this season. You gotta remember the hydration one too.
Hydration, yes.
Even though it's winter time, stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
Did you guys have any shout outs or greetings?
There you go. Okay, I have a lot of birthdays. I want to say happy birthday to our Kuya Kyle Solana. back in Canada.
Happy
Yes,
birthday
from
in advance. Quebec, right? Quebec, Montreal. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Okay, I remember.
I should know.
Happy birthday po.
And then also from Kuya Jai Orosa and brother JD. And Kuya Arvin Atison, happy birthday po. They all have their birthday today. And
Happy birthday. This month.
month,
Yeah.
There's a lot of birthdays
I
for
know.
one day.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
And yeah, and what else? We have
Just thank you so much to all of our listeners and all of those who supported in our live chat today. Of course, all the officers who have helped us in preparing for this broadcast.
I have one birthday greeting. I like to greet my own baby brother. Happy belated
happy
birthday,
birthday.
brother
Happy
Wayne
birthday.
Kinsley. I miss and love you. Happy birthday, my brother.
Wow. Speak up the moment. Well, thank you so much, to our quick co-hosts and our panelists who joined us. It was a fun topic, and it was good to really cover and hopefully share some useful information for all of those who tuned in today. And then also, I'd like to go ahead and say our thank yous to the different ones within our district who have helped us out. So for the District of Silicon Valley, thank you to the CFO Overseer, Brother Mark Anthony Manuel, to their Assistant District Supervising Minister, Brother Alex Onyakwe, and to the District Supervising Minister, Brother Noel S. Gasman. For all of us here in the Bay Area, thank you to our Multimedia Advisor, Brother Sean Adams, our CFO Overseer, Brother Alex Laredo, to our Assistant District Minister, Brother Ray Del Rosario, and to our District Supervising Minister, Brother Dodo Palaman. For everyone within the INC radio team, thank you so much to our CLIA Tech who helped us out today. As well as to our executive producer, Brother Manny. And of course, we'd like to say our thank yous to the church administration. Thank you so much to our SEBC CEO, Brother Angelo Manalo, as well as to our executive minister, Brother Eduardo B. Manalo, for all of their help for all of us here in INC Radio. We hope that you all enjoyed today's broadcast, and we'll see you next week on INC Radio San Francisco. See you soon, everyone.
Bye. Stay healthy, everyone. Stay warm. And hydrated.
On his work of salvation, let's be vigilant, sisters and brothers. Our time cannot be wasted. Let's keep busy and doing good works. God's words we must obey. One with the church.